Hi guys, it's Chris back in the shed with another cider. This time it's a cider I do not sell. It's another cider that's quite readily available. Got this one in the supermarket actually. And I don't do these things for a laugh. I think it's actually interesting and important to try, you know, more commonly available ciders, widely available ciders, the ciders that most people drink. I don't want to sit in an ivory tower, casting, aspersions on all the things that I don't sell or that I sniffily think aren't up to scratch. I think it's good to explore things, and there are things out there that are actually pretty good and actually deserve to be drunk and appreciated. So what am I going to try tonight? I'm going to try this guy, Black Fox from Dunkertons. Dunkertons, Herefordshire producer. Actually, I don't think they're that old. I think they started in about the early 80s, I believe. I don't know loads about them, but I know that they're reasonably readily available. They're certainly in supermarkets. I think all this stuff's organic, and it's all cider apples, proper cider apples that they use. So these guys, they take what they do seriously. They're a bigger producer. It's hard to make something well if you're doing it on a large scale. It's hard to do, and if people can do that, they deserve to be, applauded for it. And the one that I often think of is Sierra Nevada, the beer makers, the brewers, and in the west coast of America, around San Francisco, San Diego. I forget exactly. I think it's San Francisco. I forget. Somewhere around there, anyway. The Sierra Nevada Pale Ale was the first really hoppy beer, full stop, using American hops. That was the one. When it first came out, it blew people's minds how hoppy it was. Try it now. Buy a bottle, try it, see how hoppy it is. It doesn't taste hoppy compared to the stuff that followed in its footsteps. But those guys have got pretty damn big. But that beer is still absolutely solid. If I walk into a pub and they have that, I will absolutely buy it and absolutely drink it every time. And those guys should be applauded for the fact they do something on a very large scale, and they do it very, very well. So, Dunkertons, let's try these, see what we think. Where is my thingamajig? Oh, my thingamajig's there. Where's my weapon of choice? Here it is. Right, let's open this sucker up. So it's going to be not bottle conditioned, forced carbonated, I assume, but a little bit of a hiss when I opened it. Wasn't particularly hissy. Got some water in my glass, I better drink that. Hydration's very important. Okay, let's pour this out. See what we think. So there you go. Quite nice mousse actually. Okay, so it looks unfiltered to me. Nice hairs on that. Where is my thingamajig? I do need my thingamajig this time. There it is. So there you go. So yeah, I mean you can see through it, but it's reasonably hazy. It's quite light in colour. So I'd say that, I mean, if it wasn't hazy, it's going to be like gold. Pale gold to gold, I would say. Almost got a lemony, sort of lemon water kind of yellowy tinge to it as well. But, unfiltered, sparkling, but pretty gently sparkling. There's not loads of bubbles bubbling up in there. So, yeah, I think it looks good. Looks like a good cider, I'm assuming they're using bought yeast rather than wild yeast. I'm assuming, if you're making it on that scale, I would assume that they are. Does there anything on the bottle about that? Nope. Just says they're organic. Cider apples matured for over 12 months. Yeah, doesn't say anything about the yeast. I'm going to assume it's not wild. Okay. Doesn't say what it's aged in oak or steel. I'm going to assume steel/plastic, just because then it's more predictable. Because even barrels are like little microclimates, little terroirs, if you like, and different barrels can give you different results. I was with Nigel Stewart at Bridge Farm once in his barn where he keeps all the barrels lined up, and he stopped by one of the barrels and he pointed at it and he went, "This barrel's a bit funny. There's something wrong with this barrel. It doesn't quite do what the other. It's unpredictable." So even the barrels, so the same stuff in different barrels in the same room will come out differently. Okay, so if you want consistency, you probably don't go the barrel route. You go to the sort of steel/plastic inert route, if you like. All right, let's stop talking and smell it. It smells all right. It smells like nice aged apples in my mum's shed. That's not a euphemism. My mum puts her apples. She's got apple trees. Loads of apples fall off them. She can't eat them all, cook them all straight away. So she puts them in the shed and they sit there for quite a long time. And she makes apple pies with them and stuff like that. And it smells like that. It's a nice smell. It smells like a proper cider apple. There might be a hint of fake sugar about it, just a tinge of, I mean, you can't smell sweet, but the smell is what I associate with, hang on, yeah, merest hint of that, but actually not so much. It smells alright. Smells like a decent cider, actually, this. Cheers. Okay. Nice tannin. Nice astringency. Like that. Really full ripe apple. That aged apple character that I got, that autumnal apple character that I got on the nose. I'm getting that on the palate as well. It's totally solid. It really is. And it's not too fizzy. And actually the fizz, there's quite a nice acidity to it. It almost feels sherbety, like a refresher, those lemon sweets with the sherbet in. There's a hint of that about it, which I really like, actually. I do like that a lot. Yeah, noise is... Actually, I take back what I said about that sugary note. It doesn't... What it smells like is... My dad, when I was little, used to make ginger beer. We had a ginger beer plant and used to make ginger beer at home. And that smell, so it was like totally naturally fermented. It's like a ginger beer, it's like a yeast thing that he had. And this smell reminds me of that. And I used to love that stuff. And this stuff very much reminds me of my dad's, the ginger beer he used to make. It's quite a nice memory. It's good stuff. So, it says medium dry. Okay. This is where I'm in a little bit of dispute. I think this is medium dry by commercial standards. I don't think it's medium dry by traditional standards. I think this is medium. For me, it doesn't bother me. I like the sugar. It's fine. But when I'm selling the ciders that I sell, I sometimes struggle when people ask for a medium or a dry because I'm not quite sure what they're asking for. If somebody said they wanted a medium dry cider, this is not what I would associate with a medium dry. I would say this was medium. You know, it's got a decent amount of sugar in it, absolutely does, which is fine, but I would expect it to be a little drier than this, with it saying medium dry. But as I've said lots of times before, there is no specific sugar amount that qualifies as sweet, medium or dry. It's up to the palate of the person who makes the cider to decide that. In Britain, that's a rule in Britain. So it can fluctuate wildly from one producer to another. But still, I think it's solid. And it has got a homemade ginger beer character to it, which I genuinely like. I really do. Good. And you can get this in most supermarkets. It's a little sweet. It is a little sweet. If I drank a lot of it, I might start to find it a little cloying. It will be back sweetened. I assume they use sucralose, which is like a sweetener. They use in very small amounts, but it's super sweet, so you don't need too much of it. But it's non-fermentable, which means that it won't re-ferment in the bottle and then you want bottle bombs. Or they use sugar and then they pasteurise it, which is the other thing they can do. It'll be one of those two things. My guesstimation would be the second of those two options, however. Contains sulfites. Okay, so sulfites is the thing you can do to stop the re-fermentation in bottle. So it could be organic sugar in there, which if they're organic, maybe it is. Maybe it is, don't know. Anyway, Black Fox, Dunkertons. A little cloyingly sweet, but apart from that, actually really like it. It's a really solid side of that. I would happily drink it, and I'm happily drinking it, and will carry on to happily drink this bottle. Okay, guys, once again, thanks for joining me. I hope you got something from that. Go out and buy some, and then watch the video and try it along, because it's not often you can do that, because I get some quite obscure stuff. But when it's stuff like this, you can, and then you can go, what an idiot is wrong, or God is a genius. That's absolutely bang on the money. Or something in between those two extremes. Anyway, as usual, thank you for watching. Cheers.